465. Here we go. Today we're looking at property here that I got sent yesterday, but it's already pending. So I thought this would be a good scenario for us to go through and look at what did someone see in this property to lock it up, or maybe it's still being marketed by the wholesaler, right? But let's see what's going on here. So this property is in 35064, and again, this is going to be a good one for us to understand what's going on in the market. If you've been following what we've been doing for the last 12 months, right? We've been looking at properties that have been sold by zip code, capturing all the bed bath count, square foot, price per square foot, the sold date, the lot size, where there's a garage or basement or an HOA, and also what subdivision these properties are in. And then we noted down all the conditions of the home. So this property, I mean, it's okay. It's not based on the limited photos I see. I mean, that's a decent bathroom, right? That's fairly decent. A little bit crowded right there, a little bit small, but it's a fairly decent bathroom. I can only see one bathroom here, so maybe the other bathroom either doesn't look good or they just omitted it for some random reason. New HVAC, new roof, new plumbing, new paint, new kitchen cabinets, new counters. Oh wait, so kitchen cabinets and counters are purchased, but they need to be installed. Okay, now I'm fine. Both bathrooms updated. This one should be Chris Home or Section 8 or Airbnb. I don't think this is an Airbnb market personally, but let's go ahead and take a look at this property. All right, so the reason I'm tracking properties that have been sold, but also properties that are coming onto the market is because, well, I have to understand what's happening in the market. And if you understand what's happening in the market, right? So let's look at what's happening in the market. And particularly, I want to focus on interest rates. Right here, you're looking at the 10-year treasury yield. And this part, you can see that right now it's currently at 4.689. And over the last 12 months, this is almost nearing its peak. And you remember correctly, right? Our interest rates for the 30-year mortgage interest rates went as high as almost 8%. And that's really because it's driven by two things. One is the interest rate of the 10-year yield itself, which is 4.68 right now, but also the spread between the 10-year yield interest rate and the 30-year mortgage interest rate. Historically, that spread has been about 1.5 to 2%, but it's gone as high as 3%. That's how we saw interest rates in the 8s for a while. But now that the spread has narrowed, even though the interest rate is going back up, you don't see interest rates particularly in the 8s, right? So I think a while ago it was close to low 6s, sometimes even touching even the 5 handles. But now it's gone back up to like mid 6s, right? So that's why you have to understand as interest rates go up, you have to track what's happening in the market. And most importantly, you have to understand what's happening in your price per square foot, especially in the specific neighborhood and the markets that you're in. So if you are pursuing a BRRRR strategy, right, it's so important for you to figure out, hey, where's my comp? Because what's my most important part? It's the ARV, the after repair value. So this property, you can kind of see it's near Bellevue Heights. So I'm going to start writing down some of these details there for this property. And the reason we care about the community, I mean, these details here, 1392, the southwest of Bellevue Heights, is that you want to track what's happening in that market. Because what's a perfect comp, right? The perfect comp is if, hey, if you can buy this property and this home directly next to it was also on a corner lot and it was the same square footage, same bed bath count, same lot size, same finishes, same year bill, blah, 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 blah. That would be your ideal comp. But that's never the case, right? Usually, typically, you will go across the neighborhoods, you go across big highways. And once you go across those natural borders and man-made borders, the risk of your ARV being correct using that comp goes higher, right? Or being inaccurate goes higher. That's why you have to track all these properties in here, because guess what? Your strategy in BRRRR strategy is, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. What you're looking to do there is you're trying to take back out all of your initial invested capital, or as much of it as possible. So let's use an example. If you bought a home for $30,000, 30, and you spend $40,000 renovating that home. So you're all in now at 70 grand, but you're able to make that home worth 100 grand based on sold comps near that area. Well, now all of a sudden, guess what? You can go get a debt service coverage ratio loan. And that DSCR loan will allow you to figure out how much capital you can pull back out. All right. Now, going forward, here's what we're going to do. We can go into this property and say, hey, if I am all in the 70 grand, I can go get back out 70% of the home's value, so $70,000, and take that 70 grand back out. It's non-taxable. And I can deploy the same 70 grand towards another property all over again, right? That's the beauty of this process. Now, going forward, here's what I would recommend. Tracking every single property in the zip code that you have is the way that you can get the confidence that you know what you're doing. And more importantly, if you ever get challenged on an appraisal, right? Meaning someone gave you an appraised value from your lender that you were hoping to refi with of a lower valuation, what properties are you going to put forth to challenge that appraisal? Whether that's a closer property in terms of square footage, a closer property in terms of size, finishes, etc. All those factors are going to matter. So that's why we're building all these items right now. So today we're going to analyze this deal as is and see what would make this a deal, quote unquote, as a traditional market deal. And tomorrow I'll use it as a BRRRR just in case that this is a all cash deal that someone bought and they're planning to renovate the home, etc. 5227. 85,900. 85,900. So your dollar per square foot on this property is going to be $62 per square foot. This was listed. What was this listed? Listed 24 days ago, huh? Listed 24 days. So that's 7 days for January. And then 17 days. So that's going to be 13, 14, December 14th, 24. Lot size is 5227. Great. Okay floors. Supposedly new paint, new HVAC, new roof in description, kitchen counters and cabinets are purchased but need to be installed. Okay bathroom. Supposedly both are updated, but only pictures of one are shown. All right, cool. So now that I get this condition of the home, I can analyze this deal, assuming this property is just a 3-bedroom property. Now, here's what I'm going to do. For this property, it's listed for 85,900. So let's put that there, 85,900. For my renovations here, let me just update my formula here. So I take out the plus 10,000 because that was from yesterday's formula. So this renovation amount in B6 is going to come from this spreadsheet called a renovations rehab calculator. And I'm going to go over here and just put in a couple items here. So they say that the roof is new. So I'll take out the $1,500 here. I'll still keep $500 in row 46 for some landscaping, keep it tidy while we get a rent ready. They say all the paint is new, but I'm going to assume that I'll probably need about 200 square feet of painting that I just need to do for touch-up paint. What if something looks ugly or something happens? Just a little contingency for myself. They say all the flooring looks good. Okay, I'll take their word for it. Now, cabinets, I'll probably just assume I need to put in some cabinets and countertops. So I'll put in $3,500 right there as a catch-all. I don't need to replace any of the bathrooms. It says they're supposedly both updated, so I'll take their word for it. But I'm still going to replace the toilets in both the bathrooms with high-pressure flush toilets so that I can take out any potential or prevent any potential clogged toilet calls. Okay. I don't think they talked about the water heater, did they? Nothing there. How much rehab am I at? I'm at $9,600. What else do I need here? Bathrooms, counters are purchased, new plumbing. Both bathrooms updated. I'm just putting a little bit of money to refinish the flooring just in case there's anything that needs to get done for it to be shiny for 200 square feet. That's probably just one room, to be honest. I mean, it could probably be more. So that gives me a total rehab of 10.5K. Now, if I rent this property out as a 3-bedroom and I'm getting the rents from affordablehousing.com, going to the owner section, going to the market rent estimator, plugging the address, plugging in the bedroom count, I can see that the average rent for 25 units within a 0.78 mile radius is $1,024. All right. Now, for my taxes and insurance, let's see what I got here. I got $78 for taxes, so 78. And then my homeowner insurance is 67. So I'll do equals 67 times 1.2. And I'm multiplying by 1.2 because I'm assuming that an insurance company is going to view this asset as a riskier asset. So they're going to charge me a higher premium because I'm assuming that this is for a primary residence and this is for an investment property. So obviously, they're going to charge you a little bit more money in terms of insuring the property because they view it as a higher risk. Then I got 10% of my maintenance set aside every single month for potential repairs or for big replacements that I know are coming down the line. All right. I know that a roof is going to replace in 10, 15, 20 years, right? If you get a hailstorm, you might have to be even earlier. So all these factors matter. So that's why I'm setting aside 10% every single month. Because if you don't, you're ignoring expenses that are going to come your way no matter what. All right. Then I got 10% set aside for property management. I got 5% set aside for vacancy. So on this property, if I put 25% down for this property, and I get this property for 7.5% of interest rate, this property, assuming you rent it out as a 3-bedroom for $1,024, you can cash flow $159 a month, and that's a 5.6% return on your capital, and that's assuming a purchase price of $85,900. So I can see, right, if someone says, oh, you know what, my maintenance is only 5%, and now all of a sudden it's 7.5, maybe that's good enough. Maybe they underestimated their expenses somewhere else. And all of a sudden, hey, maybe they're self-managing, so they're not even taking into account property management expenses. So that might be a deal for them, right? So good. I'm just playing around and thinking about in my head, hey, why would someone buy that property for that price? Granted, I don't know what the closing price is right now, right? And I'm also assuming that maybe they don't think you need 10 grand of rehab for this property. Maybe they think it's all completely ready. Or maybe let's look at this property and say, hey, what if I converted this to a 4-bedroom? Now, this says the average rent here for 25 units is $1,379. I've only seen it probably closer to $1,300 in this area in Fairfield. And there's enough square footage in this home, right? There's enough square footage in this home to turn to a 4-bedroom. And I know because I got a property that's also 1,300 square feet that I converted to a 4-bedroom recently in this market. So if I can get 1,300 here, right? But let's say I have to add $10,000 to convert the extra bedroom. Now I'm on 20 grand in rehab. But hey, this would work, right? You spend an additional 10 grand to renovate the home, but now you're able to turn to a 4-bedroom so you can achieve a $1,300 rent, right? You can't just increase the rent without increasing the rehab number, right? That's usually not how the world works. You got to show your investment to justify the increased rent. So that's how I can get to a 10% return. Interesting. I wonder if that's how that person thought about it. Right? So 85,900. So this might be a good deal for someone if you are creative and you're looking at the property as a 4-bedroom instead of a 3-bedroom because you can get $1,300 of rent here, and that'll be a 9.9% cash on cash return. Again, I'm not saying that 10% is a magical number. This is not investment advice. We're not soliciting any investments on this call. Today, we simply looked at a property that I got sent, and now I'm looking at it and it's already pending. And I was trying to figure out, hey, why is this a deal? Why would someone close on this deal? What did they see in the deal, right? Maybe they thought the cash and cash return number was even higher, right? And again, I mean, this is an appreciating market, but maybe they thought this market or this neighborhood was going to appreciate even more, right? Everybody's strategy is different. Some people might not even care about $366 of cash flow a month, right? Some folks buy properties in Southern California for $1 million, hope that they break even. And if they break even, great, because they're banking on San Diego or Los Angeles going up by 4 or 5% every single year. 4 or 5% every single year on $1 million property, that's $50,000. So they might not care about $300 of cash flow a month because that is another strategy for wealth building. So I hope this was helpful, everybody. My goal and my hope is that you analyze the same deal I analyzed today using the same spreadsheet. You guys want to copy the spreadsheet, just go to affordablehousing.io, go to the Get Deal Analysis tool, plug in your name, email, your phone number. That's the fastest way for you to copy the spreadsheet. I didn't make the spreadsheet from scratch. I got it from a few other folks. I modified it, tweaked it based on my market, especially the numbers for rehab. That's going to be different for every single market. But that's the fastest for you to put in the reps and understand what's going on here and put in the reps and start your own YouTube channel, because my goal is that you start your own YouTube channel so that when someone asks you, hey, what do you think this is a deal? You can say, I know that this is a deal because I've been looking at properties for the past 465 days. I hope that gives you some confidence. All right. If you guys want, please check out our latest podcast episode with Chris from New Jersey. He talked about his journey going from a caseworker to the director of housing development now at a nonprofit. Really, really great story. He talks about a ton of the affordable housing funding sources that you can leverage to build apartment buildings. Super cool, super neat. I mean, definitely check it out. I think it'll be worth your time. All right. I hope you all have an amazing Tuesday. Spend some quality time with your family and friends, because that's what life is all about. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 466. Have a good night, everybody.